Hey there, this is Bryn, and today we are going to be talking about how to add video to our visualizations, because usually we have TV screens, projector screens, LED screens, playing inside our visualizations, and we obviously want to show this and showcase this. So how do we do this? Well, there's two ways to do it. The first is kind of simple, but kind of not simple. It's where we add a video just to a flat surface, and this is the most common thing you're going to be able to do in Unreal. It's pretty straightforward when you know how to do it. The second more complicated way involves UV mapping, an external media server, and doing things complicated. You would use this way if you're using, for instance, this particular setup here, where you've got a lot of screens, LED screens, you're projecting images over multiple different models. The models themselves, or the LED screens, are not flat surfaces, they're rounded, they're in different configurations. Usually you'd only use this for more complicated looking setups like this one. We have a look here, you can see that this is a much more complicated stage than, say, just a simple conference, which has usually just flat surfaces, whereas this has a lot of different stuff. And this is without any of the lighting activated or the LED running. So we'll get into that a little bit later on in another tutorial on how to map, UV map, and how to do things with a media server. But for now, what we're going to do is we're going to make this really simple, and we're going to do this the simple way. So what we want to do first is we want to create what's called a plane, and I'm not talking about the thing that flies. So you go top left hand corner here, box with the plus symbol on it, then you go down to shapes, and then we select plane. We've added in our plane here. It's a flat 2D surface more or less, and we want to quickly just flip this guy up to 90 degrees, add in a bit of scaling, so scale that, not like that. Go for the white one, and we scale it like so. Now we can scale this left, right, whatever we need to do, add it to so it's a bit more 16 by 9, or you want to add it to, say, a TV, or you can actually use the TV surface or the screen surface or whatever. Either way, this is the way to add in a video. So we've added in this surface so far. That's great, and we're just going to rename this plane, say, TV or something, just so we know what it is. Next thing we want to do is we need to add in our materials. So it all works around materials. So what we're actually going to do first, though, is we're going to add a new folder called video. And this is where all of our video assets are going to start and end. So what we're going to add first is our material. We're going to go matte. And we're going to call this video 1. You can obviously name it however you want. I really do not care. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add in our video source, so whatever you were using as a video. So we're going to grab something easy. Usually I would recommend something that is 16 by 9, something that is relatively HD. Now I would recommend adding in something that's not full 4K, because usually you don't really need that level of quality and it just slows your project down. Second thing is you want to make sure that it's loopable. So if you're running, say, a video, that it isn't going to look really odd when the video loops again. So something that's loopable and something that's easy to consume. The next thing you want to do is, now that you've added in your source, you can't actually just go like this, because it won't really look very good. You can try and do that. It will add what's called a media plate out there, but we're going to do this differently. We're going to do this my way. Well, not my way. It's kind of the way that you really want to use it, especially if you're transforming this and it's from a TV source. The thing with TVs and LED screens is they do something that a media plate won't do. They emit light. In real life, these sources, TVs and LED screens, emit light, and we're going to also do this in Unreal Engine, so it looks a little bit more realistic. When you add in a media plate, it kind of looks a little bit weird. It just doesn't look right. So we're going to add this in here. Now the first thing we want to do is we want to go right click, go media here, and then we're going to hit media player. Then we're going to go video output media texture asset. And we're going to go, yes, we do actually need that. So make sure you click this right here. Okay, make sure you click yes on that. Go okay. And then we're going to name this as MP, standing for media player _ video 1. Something that's going to really help you when you're doing this is making sure you're naming these all the same. And the reason why we put matte first and then the video, we just don't call it video 1, is so that when we go through future stages in this process, it's really easy to identify which video belongs at which source, and so on and so forth. And if you're having multiple videos and they're all different, this is absolutely key. If you're having just one video, it doesn't really matter, but if you're having multiple, then it really does. The next thing we want to do is we want to just quickly rename this from MP to MT, so media texture. Open up your map and you will be able to drag in the media texture into here, and it'll be a texture sample. As we have seen with previous tutorials about materials, we go from RGB here into base color, but we're also going to add in what's called a multiply here. Going to add in a multiply, and we're going to press 1 and then just click. We're then going to move this here and place this in B, and then place this RGB in A, and then this last little node in emissive color. What we've just done is we've added a emissive factor to the materials so that it will emit some brightness. And this little node here, we will convert to a parameter, and it's going to be brightness. And this will allow us to control how bright our screen is going to be. So we're just going to set the default value here to 1, and we can change this as much as we want depending on how bright we want our screen to be. Pretty easy, eh? Now, we're not already going to be seeing anything here, so we want to click on Media Player down below, right here underneath name, that it is the video that we put in here, the file media source. They will pop up all in here. If you can't see it, make sure you're using a recognized file type. MP4 does work. I don't try really anything else because I just go with what I know works. So we want to click on this, and boom. Oh, wow, that comes up. What a revelation. Now, sometimes I have got this green stuff here. You can go into whatever. I think that's got to do with the codecs, with some of the video files that I own. And I don't really need to bother about this most of the time because, to be honest, you don't see it in what the projects that I do. So I don't really worry about it. If you're having the same problem, then I would recommend potentially either exporting it in a different file type, and you might see a different result. But for now, let's keep going. And what we want to do first, we want to hit that loop button on the right-hand side here and make sure that we are definitely going to be looping. Now, you can shuffle this as well. You can have different videos playing. You can select all of these and you put them in a playlist, and boom, you got everything shuffling and it's all cool. But we're not doing that. We're just going to have the same video, and we're going to hit save on the left-hand side up top left here. Saves it. Now it's ready to go. It should be ready to play. And you'll see this pop up. It will populate the media texture. If we open up Matte Video 1, you'll see that it's already in that texture sample there. So we know that it's going to the texture sample. We save this, close these boxes here, and boom. Oh no, it's not right. That's fine, because you can just turn it. Press space a couple times, go to rotate, and there you go. You've got your video. As I said before, don't worry about that green line. That's just my video that's got that, and just with the codec. In fact, I will show you here that it's not always the same. We go here, add in a new video. Boom, that green line is gone. It's just that particular video that was doing that, the codec or whatever, the export. It's only a free video I got from online. So, yeah, don't have to worry about that. Oh, changing the floor there. And, yeah, you've got something there ready to go. Now, I'm going to dim the lights here so you can see exactly what I mean when I tell about emissive color. See how it's actually creating light as well. It's not just the media source. And we can adjust the brightness here. In fact, I will use a better video that's got some more light in it. So see how I'm just dragging and dropping and then just selecting the media source and the media player. There we go. That is a better representation there. So you can see on the floor here that it's already started to emit color. It looks fantastic. It's all sexy. It's all doing its thing. If we just had a media plate, then that wouldn't be emitting color. It would just be the video there, and it wouldn't look particularly very good in the darkness. But we're not finished, ladies and gentlemen. Unfortunately, when you hit play, the video doesn't start automatically. It just isn't starting. It doesn't start automatically. Why would we not want the video to start automatically? I think that would be a sensible thing to have, but it doesn't do that. So we have to tell it to start, basically. And that requires what's called a blueprint. Now, I say again, am not an expert on blueprints, but I do know how to do this. So what we want to do first is go to top left-hand corner up here, and we want to go to that little thing that looks like a diagram or whatever, or a tree. We want to go new empty blueprint class. Hit that. Go actor. We're going to put this in content. Oh, actually, no, we're going to put it in video. Sorry. We're going to put it in video because it's part of our video suite. And we are going to call this playback start. Playback underscore video underscore 1. So that we know that this is for video 1's playback. And here we go. We have this empty blueprint, which we are not able to use yet. The first thing we want to do is we actually just want to drag and drop that blueprint into the project. So you'll see this will pop up here in the outliner to say it's in there. And the reason why we do that is so that we can see the results of our work straight away. So let's open this up. The first thing we want to do is we want to add in 2 variables right over here. If you could see that, it's right over there. And we want to go add a variable. And the variable we want to go first is media player. You can use spaces in this, so it does make it a little bit easier. And the other one is video source. Now, the first thing we want to do is we want to move over here to the right-hand side to variable type. Click on this and just type in media. And because it's the video source, we want to go file media source. This one here, and it's an object reference. So file media source. There we go. Next one is we want to go to the media player. And then we want to do the same thing. Change the media type and we're going to go media player. Object types, media player, object reference. There we go. Turn on both of these. So they're on the little eye things here. And drag, drop, get media player. Drag, drop, video source. They're both in there. They're ready to go. Next thing we need to add, we can drag these a little bit so that they're a little bit further away. There we go. Next thing we need to do is we're going to right click. We're going to type in open source. Now, if you can't see this, untick this little bugger here, this context sensitive. It's really annoying because it doesn't show open source and it takes me ages to find it again. So untick that little bugger and then go open source. Now, the target is going to be the media player. So the media player needs to go from this here to the target. The video source, which is obviously the actual media, the video itself, needs to go into media source. We need to attach the construction clip to the open source here. There we go. We're not yet done yet, so stick with me. All right, the next part is you want to right click here, is you want to hit media play. And what you want to be really careful of is there's lots of different play functions in here. So you want to scroll up and you want to find the one where it's underneath media player here, which is underneath media player. And you can actually scroll down where it says play here as a function. And you want to make sure that it says target is media player. So that's the one you want. There's plenty of different play functions. So make sure you're selecting the right one. Otherwise this will not work. And it will say it there, target is media player. So make sure you got that one. We're going to drag this node into this one here. And we're also going to add one more, which is set looping. Again, we also want to make sure we're getting the media player one for set looping. See how there's all these different set looping ones here? Because, why name them something different to make it, easier for everyone? No, we'll just name them all the bloody same. So media player, set looping, Bob's your uncle, straight from node here to node here. And we want to go from media player, this little node here, into target. And this media player here into target there. So we should have something that resembles some squiggly lines and some boxes, but makes our video play automatically. But we are not done. The work is never done. We get a box, copy over that, copy. Go into the event graph over here, which is the top over here. If we do that, we paste into there. And guess what? We've now got this in here as well. One other thing is you need to do is you just need to hit that tick box here for looping, just to make sure that that is going to loop when you go to have your video, so it doesn't stop when the video ends. It just continually plays. So make sure you hit that little tick there. And also make sure that your media player, just as for some frame of reference, make sure that it's also ticked here. You've saved it, and then it should be looping as well. So if you're having looping problems, those are going to be probably your two main issues. You haven't checked any of those boxes. We want to go from event begin play to the diamond here on the open source. Then we want to go right click and we want to go custom event. Add that in. Add that begin play. So we want to rename that as begin play. What this allows us to do, that it allows us to play the video from the editor itself without having to go into the blueprint. And we want to grab the node here and we want to take it to exactly where we just put that other source there. And on the right hand side, you'll see a little button that says call in editor. Enable that. Compile. Top left hand corner to make sure it all works. If you've got the green tick, we are good to go. And even it says good to go, I didn't even know it did that. Save and then get out of that. Now, because our playback is already in here, what we do need to do is we need to set which media player we're using. So obviously we have the media player video 1, and we also want to select the video source. So with this, I think it was EQ Tunnel is the one that we're currently using. And voila, it's started automatically. It's magic. If you're having problems with this, you can, or you want to start it from the start, begin play or start play or whatever you wanted to call it before, bam, 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 bam. You know, it's starting every time you are clicking that button, which makes it super easy. We don't have to go into that blueprint ever again. Pro tip, save that blueprint and put that into a separate folder, copy and paste that into a separate folder. And keep that there so you never have to touch and redo that blueprint again if you have future projects. That's a pro tip there. It saves you a lot of time and energy in going back into this video. Or if you watch this video again, it makes my views look good. So you can also do that. Thank you for watching this tutorial. That's how you put videos into Unreal. Make sure that they're looping and they're doing all those things so you can add LED screens and all those types of fun stuff. And obviously you can always change the transform here to make it as big or as large as possible. And you can obviously add in custom content. In another video, in a future video, we'll be going to how to add in a media service so we can get even more crazy with this. If you like this content, make sure to like, subscribe, and I will see you on the next one.